How we all doing? Hopefully a great Saturday you've had. We are live now for our fourth watch-along of the day. Atletico Madrid against Real Sociedad, as promised. Big game in La Liga. Really looking forward to it. It's live on La Liga TV, if you've got La Liga TV. I'm not sure where else it's live. Depends on where in the world you are, I guess. But it is live on La Liga TV, so you can get it on there. And our fourth game of today. We started off with Leyton Orient against Stockport County in the League One Championship. I keep saying League One Championship. League One playoff semi-final at Brisbane Road, and it was an unbelievable game. Finished 2-2. Then we watched Everton dismantle Fulham at Craven Cottage 3-1. And then we've just watched, in the 5:30, Aston Villa get a big win on the road at the Vitality against Bournemouth. What a performance that was, and a big win in the race for Champions League football, as we're about to see now. Real Sociedad really need to get a win here at the Wanda Metropolitano. I know it's called the Riada or whatever it's called now. I'm still sticking with the Wanda Metropolitano. It's a really important game, this one, for Sociedad. For Atletico Madrid, look, they can't finish lower than third, I don't believe. They can't finish higher than third. They kind of are where they are in the league this season. And Real Sociedad currently in 12th, and they are a big 6 points behind Celta Vigo, just 4 behind Rayo Vallecano, both of whom have played a game more. So Real Sociedad need to come here and win. I think as a bare minimum, even a point might keep them in it just for a Conference League place, but only a Conference League place. I think they're too far behind Celta Vigo now. Celta Vigo getting a big win today over Sevilla. Betis have got Osasuna tomorrow night. We're live for that one. That's going to be a big game. But yeah, Betis, I think Betis are far too out of reach. I think Betis are out of reach. Celta Vigo, I think, are far too far ahead of Sociedad, but they could feasibly catch Vallecano. They even Valencia got a big win today over Getafe. They've overtaken quite a few teams. Mallorca's still up there as well. So Sociedad really need to come here and think about playing for a win. They have to come and get a win. A point is an absolute bare minimum. Any less than that, and I'm afraid it's season over for Real Sociedad. And they're not in great form, are they? They got beat against Alaves. They obviously drew against Bilbao. They got beat against Alaves. They got beat at home against Mallorca. And they drew against Villarreal as well, another rival for those European places. But yeah, they've picked up one win since the start of April. One win since the start of April. That was against Las Palmas away. And it's not been a particularly good time for them. Obviously, they went out of the Copa del Rey against Real Madrid just before that as well. So pretty poor season for Sociedad by their standards. And obviously Zubamendi confirming that he's going to be leaving the club. You would imagine at the end of the season, Arsenal seem almost certain to secure that one. Callum, we can still finish second. I apologise. Didn't know that. But anyway, listen, before we get stuck in, it is about to kick off. Before we get stuck in, I really want to say, I've got to remind you about our wonderful sponsors here at Premier League Dad, who are supporting the channel, who have decided to support the channel for every single one of our remaining live watch-alongs between now and the end of the season, the 24-25 season. Match Bingo. Match Bingo are a fabulous new app. If you've never heard of them before, I am absolutely certain that you will do over the next 12 months. They are growing really quickly. There's over 10,000 active players of Match Bingo in the UK right now, and they've paid out over £200,000 of prize money to them. The way it works is you get a bingo card for any particular game that you're watching. They focus mainly on the Premier League, the Championship, the Champions League. They are working on adding more and more leagues to the roster, I guess. But they're growing really quickly. And basically you buy a bingo card, and on that bingo card you will see that there are 15 random events marked on that bingo card. Picked again, totally at random, and as the game is going along, as they happen, they will be marked off, and it will say things like Real Sociedad free kick. Well, it won't say Real Sociedad free kick. If they were in the Champions League, it would. But let's say Arsenal-Liverpool tomorrow. Let it be Arsenal free kick, corner Liverpool, right? And as it goes off, you'll see it get marked off on your card. And you get points and prizes for a line, prizes for a full house. As I say, over £200,000 of prize money paid out. It's a cracking app. Go and check it out. It's really, really good. If you set up a an account with Premier League Dad's link here, then you can deposit £5, you can get £10 free. Can't say fairer than that. Deposit £5, set up the app, get £10 free. Go and try it out. Go and check it out. It's eligible to UK residents only. All that terms and conditions apply and all that stuff. But go and check them out. They're absolutely fantastic. And we'll focus now on Sociedad and Atleti. I've got to change the kit. I thought Sociedad would be in their away kit, but evidently no. They're going to stay in their white and blue. So I need to change the kits on the background. It's going to be white for Sociedad and blue. Right, there you go. White and blue for Sociedad. Okay. Right, let me catch up with the chat. Callum, Oppa, Atleti, Stanny, where's he at? Oh, sorry. Yeah, to be honest, I was a bit late coming through. Stanny thought he did. Didn't he know he played for Palace? Yeah, Saúl used to play for Palace. Metropolitano is so beautiful. We can still finish second. Jaden, Wilson only has 3 games left at NUFC. Yeah. Yeah, that's quite. I don't know. To be honest, that's an idea for a video. Maybe players who are going to be released at the end of the season. Let's go through the lineups 1 second. Callum, we've lost only 1 at home this season. Very strong. I'll be back at half time. No worries, mate. I'll see you at half time. Really looking forward to this one. Benfica have drawn 1-1 with Sporting Lisbon in the Primeira Liga, by the way. So that means that the top of Portugal now looks like Sporting Lisbon top on 79 points. Benfica second on 79 points. Going into the final game of the season. Sporting play Guimarães at home and Benfica go away to Braga. So going into the last game of the season, both of those teams deadlocked on 79 points. Sporting top on goal difference and I think on head-to-head as well. And Sporting are on course to win the title as long as they match the result that Benfica get away at Braga on the final day. So we will keep that in mind and we will check out all that as that goes on. Let me just go through the lineups very, very quickly because they are just coming on screen. The players are about to get the game kicked off. And let's talk it through. 1 second. So, it is for Atletico. Oblak in goal. Llorente right back. Jimenez and Lenormand at centre-back with Galan at left-back. DePaul, Barrios and Koke in the midfield. Then it's Simeone, Saúl and Lino at left wing. For Real Sociedad, it's Ramiro in goal. Lopez left back, Agurd and Martin centre back. Agurd, of course, on loan from West Ham. Aramburu at right back, who has been linked only this week with a move to Madrid, would you believe? Barrenechea and Zubamendi with Marin in midfield and Sucic. And then it's a Yazabal and Kubo up front. So yeah, really, really looking forward to it. Edward Brown, LFC1. Hey Kieran, how you doing, mate? Connor, Hetfield, rigged. What's rigged? What's rigged? What are we saying is rigged? Right, the game's off. I need to start the clock. Yeah, what we saying is rigged, Connor. Tell me. I want to fight the good fight. I don't like rigged things. I'll stand there right next to you and say, rigged, corruption. We'll use my platform for good. Right, Atletico Madrid passing it around at the back. I tell you what, the fans are really out in force. The scarves and everything. It looks great. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great theatre. The Wanda Metropolitano. Connor, Liga Nos. Oh, right, okay. I mean, to be honest, a lot of... Oh, that's onside. Atleti are in here. This could be 1-0. This could be 1-0. Ah, he screwed it up. Do you know what? Lino's not happy with that. He's not happy with that. Who was it who got down the right-hand side there? Was it Saúl? No. It wasn't. Who was it who was playing? I mean, Saúl and Lino was screaming for it. Who was it? Simeone. Right. Okay, we are live. We're all sorted. I'm just trying to make sure we're all caught up with everything. Chat. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. Right, okay. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, that's a ref's got involved in there. Surely that's a stop. I was going to say, he's got to stop that. But yeah, I know Callum was saying earlier that Atleti can finish second. And yeah, they can. But it ain't likely to happen. They are 8 points behind Real Madrid with 12 points to play for, which I think even the most optimistic Atleti fan would say that the chances are they're not finishing second. 8 points behind Madrid. I think if they finish above Villarreal and Bilbao, then they've still had a very decent season. Atleti. Sociedad, on the other hand, I mean, look, as much as they're looking up the table, they've got to keep an eye on the likes of Getafe and Espanyol behind them, because they're closer to Espanyol and Getafe in 13th and 14th than they are to, Celta Vigo and Betis, to be honest, in those proper European places. So, yeah, they really need to start picking up some points, Sociedad. It's been a really tough season for them. Last season, it was... 1 second. Last season, they finished in 6th. The season before, they finished in 4th. So, to finish, and even 6th the year before that. So, they've gone 6th, 4th, 6th. 5th the year before that. 5th, 6th, 4th, 6th. They've never finished below 6th, Real Sociedad, for a good 4 years, and they're in 12th currently. So that's the sort of season they're having. Just to put that in context, they've been a very consistent top 6 side, fighting for Champions League places or Europa League places, and it's all gone arse about this season, to be honest. So, that's better. Oh, unlucky. Quick back pass there. Didn't quite work out. So we've had some big results across Europe in the last 24 hours or so, haven't we? I'm just trying to keep an eye on all the others. Yeah, Mallorca beat Valladolid. Villarreal beat Girona. Celta Vigo beating Sevilla. And Valencia beating Getafe. Pretty much all of those now above Real Sociedad, no doubt. Jaden, what are your score predictions for NUFC versus Chelsea? Score predictions, mate, I would say... I thought we said this before, didn't we? Didn't we talk this through before? I feel like I've got deja vu. We might not have done. 2-1, I think, Chelsea. I think Chelsea are in really good form. They're a run of, I think it's 5 wins on the spin. And every time I've watched Newcastle recently, not really thrilled by them. And I think I know you're a Newcastle fan, Jaden, so I'm treading carefully. But, yeah, I think the performances against Ipswich and Brighton were really poor. And before that, against Villa, awful. So, yeah, not particularly good. Marvel Inspector. Yo, good to see you, Marvel Inspector. Whatever we're calling you. Marvel Inspector. Welcome to the channel, mate. We watch live football on this channel every single day. My name's Kieran. People call me... most people call me Key. K-E-E, Key. But yeah, the channel's called Premier League Dad because I used to watch the Premier League and watch football. I'm a Liverpool fan. I used to watch football all around the world. And now I'm a dad. I've got a little girl. I've got a family. And it's bloody expensive going watching the game. So instead, I watch it with you right here. And we watch football from all over Europe. We watched the League One playoff semi-final this morning. Leyton Orient against Stockport County. That was a good laugh. We then watched Fulham against Everton. We've just watched Bournemouth against Aston Villa. And now we're watching Madrid against Real Sociedad. Oh yeah, Christ, I didn't even see that. What a finish that was from Soloth. What an unbelievable finish that was from Soloth. Is he onside? Is he onside? It's a great ball in, that, wasn't it? That was a great ball in. Edward just getting ready to go out on the piss. Marvel, what are your predictions for today? Well, I think Atleti score first. No, I do think Atleti are going to win. I think we said before in the chat, I was talking to Callum, who's a big Atleti fan. I predicted 2-1. He is onside. That's a great finish from Soloth, isn't it? Left peg on the volley. Yeah, really good goal. That 1-0. Get in. Why have I've not updated the score? There you go. Look at that for a goal. Hey, there you go. That's what we do on this channel, Marvel Inspector. 24 Chirac boy goal. Barry Ryan, do you like boxing, bro? I don't mind boxing. Yeah, I don't mind it. But I don't watch it enough to like have a view on a certain box. I enjoy watching them from time to time. Yeah, but I don't watch it probably anywhere near enough as I do, or certainly nowhere near as much as football. Put it that way. I don't mind a bit of boxing. I don't mind, watching a bit of snooker, a bit of rugby league, a bit of darts. I quite like a lot of sports, to be honest. But football, they're all a distant second to football. I'll say that. Jaden, I'm saying 1-1, 24 Chirac, Atleti. Callum, that man Soloth, 1-0. Jaden, Reece Thompson, next Saturday I won't be here to watch the games. That's all right, mate. Are you at the Newcastle game? Oh, good save there again. Real Sociedad down low. Ramiro with a good save there. Really, really good save. I think he's given offside there, the lino. Yeah, he was just offside that time, Simeone. Yeah, Simeone gets in behind. Good shot, good save by Ramiro. But either way, it's offside, so it's a free kick to Sociedad. Callum, that man talked about Rosine. What a finish! It's world class. Yeah, that was a really, really good finish, wasn't it? A really, really good finish. To be honest, Soloth again. With our resident Atletico Madrid expert on the channel, Callum, talked about Soloth maybe being a player who they might look to move on. Maybe here he is again. Oh, he's done it again. It's 2-0. What were we saying? What were we saying? Soloth again. It's 2-0. What a start to this game. What a start to this game. Unbelievable, that. That's a great goal. A really good finish as well on the left foot. Marin absolutely gutted. Oh, no, what a finish that was. Is he onside? No, he's miles on. He's miles on. Just opens his body up. Little step over. Left peg. That's a great goal. That's a brilliant goal. Fabulous goal. 10 minutes in, Soloth already puts him 2-0 up. Couple of wonder strikes. And who said, yay, Callum, if you're watching this, Callum, I know you said you was only coming back at half time. If you said you was coming back at half time, you said you might sell him. You might sell him in the summer. Jesus Lord, what a fast start. And look at Ramiro. Ramiro looks absolutely gutted. They've given it away again, Sociedad. They can't keep hold of it. What are they doing? Honestly, they just keep giving the ball away. Ball into the box. Oh, it's fall to Soloth. Hat-trick! He scored an hat-trick, the lad. 10 minutes in. Oh. Oh, my goodness me. It's a great finish again, but they're all at sea at the back here. They're all at sea. They are all over the place, Sociedad. Look at Zubamendi. Zubamendi is just raging. It's a great finish from Soloth. And what a start to this game. What a start to this game. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up. It was a ball in from the right. Oh, it's a little bit unlucky, that one. It's a little bit unlucky, but it's a great finish. You can't take anything away from the finish. Absolutely rifles it in to the top of the net. Ramiro, no chance. I think it even clips the bar. But it's a ball in from the right-hand side. The Sociedad defender tries to head it away, and it bounces off. I don't know who it is. It's the Sociedad defender ends up coming back across goal and then 6 yards out. It's just bouncing nice and on his left peg yet again. 3 goals all with his left foot. Soloth. I don't know if he is. Is he a left pegger? Is he a left pegger? He's got 16 goals for the season, 12 with his foot, 3 with his head, 1 from a penalty kick. Only 3 with his head. That'd be. I would have thought Soloth would have been far better with his head in the air. But there you go. Far more prolific. Jaden, no, stadium tour. A stadium tour. Which stadium are you going round? St James's. Marvel Inspector, I support Barcelona, just want Atleti to finish second. See, I don't think they're going to finish second. I mean, I think we were saying this just before. I think even the most ambitious Atleti fan would say they're not likely to catch Madrid. Like I say, even if they win tonight and Barca were to beat Madrid in the Clásico, they'd still be a good, 5 points there or thereabouts behind them with 3 games left. It's going to be tough to make that up. Callum, come on, Marvel Inspector. We've already done that one. Soloth might pull off a Lewandowski. Callum, wow, this is madness. Beautiful. Zero Requiem. Arsenal future signing. Zubamendi having an absolute stinker. Yeah, he's not started the game well, has he? I mean, you've still got to remember with Zubamendi, he has got the most possession won of any midfielder in La Liga since 2022. So, if we're talking about players being able to kind of win the ball back and press well and you know, Zubamendi is absolutely that. So Arsenal have still got themselves a very, very good player. I'm not going to try and say for one moment that he's not a good player. Arsenal will benefit from having in their team, but I don't think he's not a Thomas Partey, for example. And if you put him next to Rice, maybe with Odegaard in front of them, you could say they might be a little bit... Rice aside, you could say they could be got at physically. Oh, Atletico fired it across the front of the near post there, and it could have been 4-0. There's an inquest here. There's an inquest here from Sociedad at the back. They just keep looking at each other, shouting and saying, what is going on? It's 15 minutes in. We're nearly 4-0 down, lads. Wake it up. It's nearly an own goal, that. Yeah, nearly an own G. Marvel Inspector, you know it's 1 a.m. in my country right now. Really? Whereabouts are you? 1 a.m. 1 a.m. in your country, right? So you're like, what, 4 hours ahead? So are you... My father-in-law works, I think, in that part of the world. I'm assuming you're going to be maybe in Qatar or maybe the Emirates. Is that about right? About 4 hours ahead? I don't know. It's a guess. It's a pure guess. I would guess you're in that part, that general region. Beautiful parts of the world, though, wherever it may be. And in India, all right, okay. I didn't know India were only four. Is it 4 or 5? 5 hours ahead. Oh, then maybe a little bit further to the east. Oh well, there you go. Nice. Well, good to have you. Good to have you, Marvel Inspector, wherever you may be in India. I've got a friend that's going through India at the moment. Backpacking. Right, it's a free kick here for Sociedad. First real chance for them to get forward. And we said how big a game this was for Sociedad. We said that this would be a really, really important one for them to get something in. I mean, at the very, very least, one. You know, they need a point. So now they're really going to have to go all out because 3-0 down after 15 minutes, lads. It's pull your socks up time. Oyarzabal. And do you know what? There is a few Sociedad players. It's not just Zubamendi. This is a team that's, as we said earlier, they've finished 4th, 5th, 6th again, I think. They haven't finished lower than 6th for the last 4 years. They have been a real staple of those European and even some of the Champions League places in Spain over the last few years. So I suspect if they do finish where it looks they're about to finish, which is in the bottom half, it's been a horrendous season. And you would imagine there's more than just Zubamendi, who will be targeted by the rival players, the rival clubs, because Aramburu, as I said, Aramburu is one who's been looked at. Real Madrid have mentioned Aramburu potentially. Oyarzabal, I think, very, very talented player. Maybe Kubo as well. Takefusa Kubo is another one who's been linked with moves to the Premier League over the years. Angers are beating Strasbourg in Liga, and that's one that we were going to keep an eye on. Strasbourg are losing. Bâle are down to 10 men. They're drawing with Lugano in the Championship group in Switzerland. Rakow 1, Jagiellonia 1 in the Polish Ekstraklasa as well. And Notts County and Wimbledon are still 0-0 in the League 2 playoffs. So keep an eye out on all them. Montpellier, PSG 0-0. Monaco, Lyon, Le Havre, Marseille, Brest and Lille, all still 0-0. Second to last game in Ligue 1. Marvel Inspector, bro, imagine Atleti loses 4-3. Hey, we've seen stranger things happen, haven't we? We've seen stranger things happen. So you never know. You never know. This is the beauty of football. This is why we love it. Again, if you've never been to Premier League Dad before, this is the first time you're watching the channel, make sure you give us a like, give us a subscribe, all that good stuff. It makes a massive, massive difference to the channel. We are live every single day watching football, all different types of football. Zero Requiem, Soloff on fire, perhaps Atletico willing to let Alvarez go to Liverpool. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Zero Requiem. I think that is exactly what is going to happen. Darwin Núñez to Atletico Madrid and Alvarez back to Liverpool. That's what I think. Liverpool apparently are targeting at least one centre-forward over the summer, and Alvarez has been targeted. He's been talked about. Osimhen, Gyökeres, obviously Isak, and Benjamin Sesko as well. They seem to be the ones that are all being discussed, and I'm sure we will sign at least one of them. If we were to sell Diogo Jota, then Alvarez could work as well. So maybe there is a world where Liverpool go out and sign Isak and Alvarez and get rid of Darwin Núñez and Jota. And Luis Diaz as well, another one who's being linked with moves away. So Liverpool have massive, massive PSR headroom. We have an opportunity this summer to spend really, really big money because we haven't spent big for a long time. So in theory, I'm not saying it will happen, but in theory, Liverpool could spend £500 million this summer and it wouldn't make a difference to our PSR headroom. We've still got lots of room to play, to buy players with. Marvel Inspector just liked and subbed. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, as I say, we're live every single day from... on a Saturday and a Sunday, we start at around about 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. UK time, and we go all the way through to about 10 p.m. UK time. So we're live pretty solid for about 11 hours. So if that's your thing and you like that sort of thing, make sure you give us a like and a subscribe. Zero Requiem. Kubo, also a backup target for Liverpool. Yeah, he was linked with a replacement for Salah, wasn't he, Kubo? Not that long ago, but he hasn't had a particularly good couple of seasons at Sociedad. They're in again here. Chance! Oh, very nearly 4-0. It was Lino that time. Razine, Marvel Inspector, I am with you. Happily, it's vacation. Alsk, I am Marvel Inspector. Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Whatever works for you guys. I just switched account to like and sub. Cheers, man. Thank you. You're a gent. You're an absolute gent. I wonder if someone might take a gamble on Ramiro too. I think he's had a pretty decent record as a reliable goalkeeper for Sociedad for such a long time now. I don't know when his contract's up 2027, isn't it? So he's only got 2 years left. Might be time for him to maybe make a move as well. But Oyarzabal, certainly. Oyarzabal, he's one who'll be looked at, I'm sure. Kubo, Zubamendi's obviously on the move. Aramburu. Ori Oskarsson as well. Ori Oskarsson's one who I thought did quite well when he started at Sociedad, but obviously he had plenty of injuries and suspensions and stuff like that. Zero Requiem. Hope all is okay in India. No war. Fingers crossed. Alsk Zero. We are not scared. We are waiting. We have trust in the army. We chilling. Yeah. Again, yeah, mate. Hope you and all the family and everything are doing well. It's these rich people sending us into wars, mate. It's not good. Governments and rich people. Jaden Reese, Ramiro to NUFC. Maybe, yeah, that could work. Here's Ramiro, or not Ramiro, here's Sociedad getting into the box. It's just gone behind. It's going to be a corner. Takafusa, Kubo, about to take. Yeah, there is something missing from this Atleti side. Like, you see him play like this, and I would argue that they're 3-0 up, and it's been a good performance. They've been very, very clinical. Soloth has been very, very clinical. But it's been Sociedad at the back, hasn't it? Sociedad's defence has been dreadful. So I do just wonder what we've seen that's missing from Atleti this season. And I think there's a little bit of that fire. A little bit of that fire that's missing from them. Maybe not having, a Darwin Núñez. Or someone who's got a little bit of temper and a little bit of energy. Maybe someone who could embody a Diego Simeone on the pitch. And there's nobody really there at the club that feels like they carry that sort of energy. Simeone, I think, has said in interviews in the past that he often doesn't recognise himself in this team anymore. Zero Requiem would love to see Kelleher at Newcastle, though, but I think they need to sell to buy. Newcastle? I'm not sure if they need to sell to buy anymore. I think they did do not too long ago. But I'm sure Newcastle will make some sales. Yeah, they will make some sales, whether it be Gordon or Isak, or both, maybe. That wouldn't surprise me if Liverpool went to Newcastle and offered them, I don't know, 150 million for Isak and Gordon for the pair. That could work. Especially if we get 140, 150 million for Diaz and Núñez, which is allegedly what is likely to happen. If we were to get 140, 150 for them and go and give it to Newcastle for Gordon and Isak, I think that'd be... And well, I'm not sure if it would be a massive upgrade, but it would be an upgrade, wouldn't it? Would love to see Kelleher. Yeah, Kelleher's going to move on to some top team this summer. I can't see him staying at Liverpool. He's too good to be our number 2 or number 3 now, because obviously Mamardashvili is coming in. Really looking forward to seeing how Mamardashvili gets on at Liverpool, actually. Speaking of talented players in La Liga. He had a good game earlier today for Valencia against Getafe. And every time I've watched him this season, he's been really, really talented. Zero Requiem, Isak to Liverpool is not FSG style. Well, do you know, it's funny you say that, mate. I said exactly the same words myself. Only a couple of days ago on another stream we were doing. I said it's so unlike FSG, and for that reason I can't see it happening. But we also bid 110 million for Moise Caicedo. We haven't really bid for anyone since then, like in a big way. But we bid 100. FSG did submit that bid, 110 million pounds for Moise Caicedo. So, we talk about it not being a very FSG thing, and I agree with you. But they've also behaved in maybe not a very FSG way recently, and I do think that they will give Arne Slot some real money to spend. And if he so chooses to spend that on Alexander Isak, I absolutely believe they'll go and do it, yeah. I'm not sure that will be the signing that we make, by the way, but the more I'm watching Newcastle and the more I'm seeing those fixtures towards the end of the Premier League season pile up for them, Chelsea, Arsenal, Everton. Everton played very well today against Fulham. If Newcastle don't pick up at least 1 or 2 wins in that, I think there's a good chance that they drop out of the Champions League places, and then Isak, I'm sure, will move. Whether he puts in an official transfer request or something, I don't know, but I think he will move. Atleti coming down the right-hand side here now. Ball, they're just keeping hold of it. There's no real urgency now for Atleti to kill this game off. It is pretty much already dead, isn't it? 30 minutes in. Alsk, predictions about the El Clasico. I think we will see a high-scoring draw yet again. Alsk, I need a 7-1 win to Barcelona. Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring draw. Madrid obviously need the win, but a draw is fine for Barcelona. So I think, yeah. I mean, they'll be disappointed with the Champions League exit, and therefore they'll really push on and try to secure that La Liga title. So I'm backing Barcelona to push on and get the win. And that's going to be the thing that I think they'll be focusing on. That's a foul, referee. Must be a yellow card. Atletico flying down the right-hand side. Here's Simeone. Nah, straight out of play. Overhit it. Alsk to cope with the depression of the semi-final. It was a really odd game, that, wasn't it? Inter and Barcelona. We did it live here. We did the watch-along. And, yeah, it's one of the best semi-finals I've ever seen. It was a fantastic game. Fantastic game. 0 Requiem. Caicedo and Zubamendi were excuses for FSG not to spend. We'll be surprised. We'll not be surprised if they go after another unrealistic target and claim the right target is not available. I think that's unfair. Mate. They put 110 million, on the table for Caicedo, and he rejected it. He didn't want it. Brighton accepted it. He rejected it. I don't think you can blame. I don't think that was a PR thing. And I also think that when Arne... And do you know what, by the way, you've got to give FSG credit a little bit, that when Arne Slot comes in and there wasn't an immediately available signing that he went, right, I definitely want him, and he just went balls to it, I'll go with what I've got. Atleti are in again down the left here. Soloff, not 4. It's 4! It's 4 and it's him again. It's another left-footed shot into the far corner. Soloff, 4-0. What a start to this game. Half an hour in, and Soloff's got 4. Soloff with a 4th tonight. Goodness gracious me. And where does that leave him? Does that take him up to 17? Up to... Yeah, so he's on 17 for the season now, which takes him above Rafinha. He scored more than Rafinha in La Liga. Alsk, bro, that was bad. The semi-final was 3 a.m. for me. That's dedication, Alsk. That is dedication. Callum, 4-0 Sarnoff again. Come on. 0 Requiem. What if FSG already knew about Caicedo to Chelsea's already done? Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, if they did already think it was done. But it wasn't, was it? It wasn't. It factually wasn't done. Because there was a point where Caicedo was interested, or at least open to discussing Liverpool. And then in the end he said, no, I've made a commitment to Chelsea that I'll go there. The only reason FSG, I think, got involved, and Liverpool got involved, was because they saw an opportunity to sign a really top player, and Chelsea were dillying and dallying, and Brighton, I actually think Brighton maybe encouraged the bid from FSG and said, look, they're not giving us what we want here, so if you still want him, you can have him, put an offer in, we'll accept it. And it just forced Chelsea's hand, didn't it? And they went from whatever it was, 100 million to 115 million very, very quick. So, yeah, I absolutely think that Caicedo wasn't a PR stunt. I don't think it was a PR stunt. I think we did want him. I think we did go in for him. And it just didn't quite work out for whatever reason. So that was a very un-FSG piece of behaviour. Zero Requiem, Jaden, this is going to be a battering. Connor Hetfield, any updates on the PSG game? PSG game, mate, is 0-0. Montpellier 0, PSG 0. They've started quite a rotated lineup, PSG. They've got Tenas in goal. They've got Beraldo, Tape and Bay at the back. Kangin Lee in midfield and Mayulu. Ramos, Zaire Emery and Barcola as the front three. So they've got a very heavily rotated front three, PSG. And Montpellier, obviously... I mean, Montpellier are rock bottom, so you would imagine it should be a walkover for PSG, even with a rotated lineup. But, alas, that's not the case. It's still 0-0. Ben, Notts County is 0-0 with Wimbledon. Still 0-0 in that one. There's not been too many... Actually, there has. There's been one big chance in the game and 3 shots on target in the opening half an hour. Maybe not as interesting as this one. But it's been a decent start to that game. Alsk, imagine Sorloth ended the game being the top scorer in La Liga. Well, hey, listen, I don't know how far off he is. Lewandowski obviously still tops. He's got 8 goals. Got another 8 to find. Can he get another 8, do we think? Aaron 4-0, what the fuck? I know. Yeah, it was. It's been a really fast start to this one, man. Zero Requiem, I believe FSG is cutting back on spending and is working on selling the club since years ago. They're cutting spending on the club while they look for a buyer to meet their validation. Well, allegedly the reports recently suggest that that's not the case, and actually that FSG are very much still interested in keeping Liverpool. You know, our valuation has gone from, what was it, 500 million to close to 6 or 7 billion. Like it's absolutely shot up. I don't see why. As an asset, I think Liverpool is only getting more and more. We're on an upward trajectory, so I don't think why you would sell Liverpool at this point. It's got to be one of the biggest performing brands in the whole portfolio, and it doesn't require an awful lot of, I guess, management from their point. Like I say, they didn't spend a penny really this summer. Chiesa they brought in, fine, and Chiesa will probably leave again this summer for about what we paid for him. So they've not really spent anything this summer, and they've won the league. They've walked the league. They've breezed it. Jaden, this has been the best game in a while. It's been a good start, hasn't it? I don't enjoy games like this so much. I mean, it's great when you see lots of goals, obviously, but I quite like games that are maybe not 0-0, but you know, where both teams are really having a good go. In this one, Sociedad have started really poor as well. As much as Atleti have been very, very clinical and Sorloth's been bang on it, he's taken every chance that's come his way. You'd say probably 2 of them were absolute sitters. And at least 2 of them were, well, no, 2 of them were sitters. 2 of them were mistakes from Sociedad. But it was still very, very good play from Atleti. Ben, what about Strasbourg? They're getting beat, mate. I've got Strasbourg as well. Angers 0. Angers 1, Strasbourg 0. That's a really big one in Liga. Esteban Laporte, centre forward, scored for them. He's had a decent season for Angers as well. But as it stands, it is Strasbourg in 6th place in Liga. Nice are getting beat 2-0, by the way. Nice are getting beat 2-0 by Rennes, which, again, is massive because Rennes are mid-table. They've got no chance of going down. They've got no chance of going up. So for Nice, who are in 5th, to be losing 2-0, if Strasbourg can turn it round, Strasbourg have got a real chance. Lille are still 0-0 as well, and Monaco are still 0-0, as are Marseille. Strasbourg could turn it round and get a win. They might really be in a strong position going into that final game against Le Havre, which we are live for, by the way. We're live for Strasbourg against Le Havre on the final game of Ligue 1. So stick with us. Zero Requiem, the moment Atletico eases up, it could become an absolute snooze fest after. I think we've already passed that point, to be honest. I think 4-0 now. Sociedad know it's game over. And we've got basically an hour now of pass. I don't think we'll see many more. We might see one more goal in this game. I don't think we'll see many more. And I'll stand on that. I will stand by that. I think we'll only see one more goal in this game, maximum. Can't see there being too many more. Alsk, imagine conceding 4 goals. Hey, Man United conceded 4 at home to Lyon with 10 men as well. Oh, there's a chance here down the right-hand side. Might be if he gets this in. Corner to Atleti. Soloth very nearly had a 5th there. Soloth very nearly had a 5th, and Simeone's applauding. Llorente got down the right-hand side. He puts a cross in. There's plenty of water on that pitch, isn't there? Has it been raining or have they just overwatered it? There's plenty of water on that pitch. Alsk, as a Barca fan, couldn't be me. Anfield. Brest have scored. Brest 1, Lille 0. So, as it stands, the teams in and around those top European places in Liga, they're all getting beat. Lille are getting beat. Nice are getting beat. And Strasbourg are getting beat. Nobody wants the Champions League in Liga. Nobody wants it. Griezmann's looking at it there like, oh, get me on this pitch. I need some goals. Do we think Griezmann leaves Atletico this summer, by the way? I just wonder whether he could be tempted by a little move to the Premier League towards the end of his career. I know there's a lot of rumours about Saudi, and that's probably to be expected, but I really like Griezmann. He's one of my favourite players to watch. Proper footballer, Antoine Griezmann. Griezmann is too handsome. Yeah, he's a handsome devil, isn't he? Angers 1, Strasbourg 1. There you go. That's what we wanted. It's Bakwa. Dylan Bakwa. He's having a decent season for Strasbourg as well. Strasbourg have got a couple of strikers up there now in Bakwa and Omega. Both being linked with moves to the Premier League. Both quite young strikers, obviously. And, Emmanuel Omega, Dutch striker, but starting to pick up some real numbers. He's got, I think, 17 and 27 for Strasbourg. Really good numbers. Very tall as well. Big, tall centre-forward. So, could be one to watch, Emmanuel Omega. And, Dylan Bakwa as well. He's just scored to get Strasbourg level. The other thing I would say as well about Sociedad, it does feel like they're just lacking a little bit of a... I don't want to sound... Well, so they've obviously got... It doesn't feel like they've got a proper centre-forward. I guess that's my point. They've got Oskarsson who's come in, and Oskarson's not really played enough. But they play with a Yazabal and Kubo up there, and it's just not... It doesn't quite work, I don't think. It doesn't quite work. They need a centre-forward. Desperately need a centre-forward. Zero Requiem. Heard Arsenal entering contract talks with Saliba. Perhaps Saliba could negotiate a release clause for a move to Madrid. Listen, Saliba will do exactly what Trent did to us. And he will say that I'm not signing a new contract. That's it. That's me done. So he'll stay until Arsenal decide to sell him to Madrid. It's the same thing that's going to happen with Liverpool and Canate. There's rumours that Real Madrid are talking to Canate. He has 1 year left on his contract. And if Canate doesn't sign a new contract this summer, we'll sell him. We'll sell him. And then we'll have to go and get a new centre back. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with him. Why is Simeone angry? I don't know. I mean, maybe that's how he keeps me on about Diego Simeone. Cholo Simeone. I imagine he's angry because that's how he keeps his players in check. You know, they're 4-0 up at home to Sociedad. Really good performance. And he's shouting at him. He's shouting at him, saying, come on, you've got to stay on it. Don't slack off. I think that's what he's expecting them to do, isn't it? Is you know, to just retreat and sit deep. He wants them to keep going, keep fighting, keep pushing forward. You know, let's not make this a drab second half. Let's go and entertain the crowd. You're 4-0 up. Let's finish the game off in a really stylish way. Good play by Oblak. Really good play by Oblak, actually. Came out and claimed it. He's been a good keeper for Atleti over the years, hasn't he? He's been a very good keeper, Jan Oblak. I think we'll see the Sociedad manager leaving at the end of the season as well, I'll be honest. I mean, he's been there for a good 7 years now. And, yeah, it's... since winning the Copa del Rey, they won the Copa del Rey and then they finished in the top 6 pretty much every year since then. So he's been a very, very good manager for Sociedad, but it does have that feeling now of he's maybe taken them as far as he can possibly take them. And maybe a fresh voice to come in, I don't know. Maybe Mikel Arteta, obviously he's of Basque origin, so maybe, you know, San Sebastian and all that sort of thing, it'd be good to get Mikel Arteta back over there at some point. I'll ask, if I was 4-0 up, I would have slept in the opponent's box. Yeah, I think Saliba is that's the new tactic, isn't it, from Real Madrid? The new tactic from Real Madrid is to go to players 2-3 years before they want them and say, look, you've got 2-3 years left on your contract. We will sign you for free. You've got to show, we'll sign you. You've got to show you want to come to Madrid by not signing a new contract, and we'll give you massive wages to come on a free. So when you get here, you'll get a big signing on fee, you'll get big wages, and we won't have paid a transfer fee for you. And we'll give you a nice long contract as well. So that seems to be Real Madrid's new model, isn't it? Real Madrid's new model is that they approach players on a free. Here's Sociedad getting into the area for the first time. It's gone behind. It's going to be a corner to Sociedad now. Llorente there, getting a little bit mixed up, a little bit confused, and Ayazabal couldn't quite make it count. Still 4-0. We're just approaching the last of 2 minutes of added on time at the end of the first half. Game is pretty much wrapped up, you would think. Kubo about to whip this in, left-footed, so it's going to be an outswinger. Good ball in, cleared away, comes to the edge of the area, and Ayazabal knocks it all the way back. Poor. Zero Requiem, wouldn't that be tapping up a player? Back stick for Sociedad there. Who is it? Is it Zubamendi that? Is it Zubamendi at the back stick? I think it is, you know. I think it is. He gets in at the back post and he skies it. If he gets there on target, it's 4-1. Yeah, it is. Zubamendi at the back post. Really should score. Misses a sitter there for Sociedad. Great ball in. Yeah, I don't think it would be tapping up a player. There's nothing wrong with tapping up a player, really. It happens now in football. It happens all the time. It's just a fact of the game. I mean, it's happened for years, hasn't it? Whenever players used to go on international duty, you'd have opposition players talking to them in training and saying, "Listen, my manager really liked you." Happens all the time. Right, there you go. We're on half time. Half time here, and it's Atletico Madrid 4, Sociedad 0. Good grief. That's a big half time conversation for Imanol Alguacil. Very, very tough there for him to take that one, and I'm not entirely sure what he's going to be saying to his players at half time beyond try not to get killed out there, try not to make it 6 or 7. Let's make it respectable. Let's try and go out and win the second half. The old tropes that we all talk about. There's not really a lot else he can do. They're not going to get anything from this now. The game is done. And if you're Simeone, I'm sure, if you're Diego Simeone, Cholo Simeone, you're probably saying to your players, well, look, now let's go and really put our foot on the neck. Let's go and kill the game off. Let's go and get 5 and 6. Callum, what a half. What a half indeed. What a finish. Which one? All of them. Great finishes from Soloth. La Liga TV just previewing some of the exceptional games that are coming up over the next few weeks. Most of which we'll be watching on here. We'll be watching Betis against Osasuna tomorrow night. We'll also be watching Villarreal next week at some point, I think, for the second to last game of the season. I'm sure we've got Villarreal. Let me have a look and see. I'm trying to get through the schedule. I'm trying to work through the schedule. I can't remember exactly who it was we've got on what days. So we currently have coming up. Let me just run through the old schedule that we've got. We have Newcastle United v Chelsea tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. UK time. That is going to be followed up by Nottingham Forest against Leicester City. Straight after that, we're going to do Liverpool against Arsenal. Arsenal having to come out and give the guard of honour. Guard of honour to Liverpool. Odegaard can get his camera ready. So that'll be all good fun. And then Real Betis v Osasuna on the night. Another game on La Liga TV. Real Betis, Osasuna, both fighting for European places. I'm very much looking forward to that one. On Monday, it's back to Serie A, Venezia against Fiorentina. That's a 5:45 p.m. kickoff, so we'll be live at about 5 o'clock UK time again. Then on Tuesday, it's Sheffield United. Monday night. Sheffield United against Bristol City for the second leg of the Championship playoff semi-final. Sheffield United 3-0 up from the first leg. Gotta be honest, I think that one's done and dusted as well. But we're at Bramall Lane for that one. And then Sunderland against Coventry at the Stadium of Light on Tuesday night. Championship playoff semi-final. We're going to watch that one. Villarreal against Leganés is the day after. Again, a 5 p.m. kickoff on Wednesday. Back to La Liga. And then we've got the second leg of today's game that we watched this morning. We watched Stockport County against Leyton Orient. That finished 2-2 in the League One playoff semi-final. So we're going to watch that one. And then we've got more La Liga, Serie A, Premier League, all of that around the end of the season. If you want to check the schedule out, go and click on my live tab on my YouTube channel. You can see all the games that we've got coming up over the next 2 weeks. And you can set your notification bell going for them. We're live for all the big finals, all the Champions League games, Champions League final, Europa League final, Conference League final. We're going to be live for all of them. So yeah, get stuck in if that's your thing. Callum, Barrios has broken the line well. He has, yeah. He has. I think we win 7-1 now. I don't think we win 7-1. I say we. I don't think you win 7-1. I think there's going to be maybe a few chances in the second half. I think maybe there's only one more goal in this. Sociedad will come out and they'll try not to lose the second half. Atletico Madrid will know they've got a 4-0 head start. So it just, sometimes when I've seen games like this, it tends to just fizzle out. I hope I'm wrong, but I think we'll only see maybe one more goal at best. Alsk, who is better, Prime Lewa or Prime Suarez? Prime Lewa or Prime Suarez? Prime Suarez. Yeah, Prime Suarez. Not even close, actually. Don't know why you have to think about that. Prime Suarez is definitely better than Lewandowski. Suarez, for me, is the best centre-forward I've ever seen. Ever. And I lived through original Ronaldo, Ronaldo, Luis Nazario. I lived through Batistuta and Romario, Shearer, Fowler, Andy Cole. The very, very best striker I have ever seen is Luis Suarez. Unbelievable player. Alsk, will you be streaming the El Clasico? No, I will not be streaming the Clasico, purely because there's Nottingham Forest against Leicester City. Starts at 2:15 p.m. and I think the Clasico kicks off at 3:15 p.m. Is that right? So it's like an hour into the Forest game that kicks off, and then Liverpool and Arsenal kick off. I think just as the second half is halfway through the second half of Barca and Madrid. So I'm not missing the Liverpool game, and it doesn't make sense to miss the Forest game. So no, we'll keep an eye on the Clasico. We'll certainly have one eye on it. I might even have it live here next to me, and then have Forest and Leicester on the TV. But yeah, I'm not going to be watching it, doing a proper watch along of it anyway. Razine, why no El Clasico? It's to be honest, mate. It's just because of the kickoff time, the funny kickoff time. It's smack bang in between two big Premier League games. So yeah, even if I said I'll watch the Clasico, it would still end up being halfway through Liverpool against Arsenal, which I'm not watching Liverpool and Arsenal. I'm a Liverpool fan, so there's no way I'm not watching that. Razine, nobody cares about the Prem. La Liga is crucial. It is, of course. But like I said, I'm a Liverpool fan. There's no way I'm not watching Liverpool in a big game against maybe our biggest title rival next season. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching Liverpool against Arsenal, and I will certainly keep an eye out for the Clasico. But yeah, no chance I'm watching anything other than that. Marvel Inspector, who is better, me or Alsk? But I like both of you, mate. I like both of you. Chances, Atletico 4-1. Turnovers, recoveries, shots. 5 shots. Oh, sorry, 7 shots. Atletico have had 7 shots, 5 on target, 4 of them went in. That's not bad, is it? Razine, Ait, have fun. Arsenal can seal second place if they win next 2 games, as City dropped points. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, Arsenal are going to find it difficult the next 2 games. They've obviously got Liverpool at Anfield, and then they've got Newcastle as well. So, both very, very tough games. And, yeah, and then I think they've got Southampton, haven't they, last game of the season. So, they'll batter Southampton. But Liverpool and Arsenal is going to be tough for them. Sorry, Liverpool and Newcastle is going to be tough for them. Callum, next 3 goals for me. Lino, Sorloth, Griezmann off the bench, and Kubo for Sociedad. Okay. Let's see. Sorloth had 13 touches in that half. And you can see pretty much all of them there around the edge of the box is where he scored from. Brilliant. Unbelievable. Really, really smart play from Alexander Soroth. He's been a bit of a journeyman as well, Alexander Soroth, hasn't he? He's bounced around a bit. Obviously, he was at Crystal Palace for a brief spell. Didn't quite work out for him after he played really well at... Was he at Copenhagen or was he at Midtjylland or Brøndby? I can't remember. Somewhere in Denmark, wasn't he? And did really, really well. Obviously, went to Palace, didn't quite work out, and then he went out on loan. And I remember at Trabzonspor, he got an absolute... fabulous season, ended up scoring something daft like 30 goals in 32 games or something, and that's what prompted Leipzig to go in for him. Razine, as per my schedule, Newcastle-Chelsea at 4:30, then El Clasico 7:30, then watch the second half of Liverpool-Arsenal. Yeah, I was going to say, mate, if you weren't... I guess if you're doing watch-alongs like I do, then you kind of have to stick with one game for the full game. You can't switch and chop and change too much. Because ultimately the people who are watching you want to watch that game. So, yeah. Once we've picked Liverpool and Arsenal and Forest and Leicester, we've got to stick with them. And then we'll see him through to the end. And if there is games on, usually what happens is when we finish a game, like tonight, so this is the last game of tonight, right? This is the final game of tonight, Atletico Madrid against Sociedad. There's no more games I've got scheduled for tonight, and the game will finish at around about 10 p.m. UK time. However, there are games on just after that, where people have said, oh, why don't you stick around? Why don't you stick around and watch, I don't know, like Racing Club, for example. There's the Argentinian league kicks off not long after that. Or if I was able to stay up a little bit longer, I could even watch maybe Boca Juniors or maybe Inter Miami. Inter Miami are playing in the morning. I think they've got, Minnesota? Minnesota are playing Inter Miami tonight. So we could watch maybe a bit of Lionel Messi, a bit of Luis Suarez, a bit of Sergi Busquets. So, yeah, we're going to stick with the games we've got. But I usually do switch over at the end of games. The other night, when we finished watching the playoff, the Championship playoff game, we switched over and we watched Real Betis against Fiorentina in Florence. That was a great game. Anthony playing absolutely sensational. Callum, Real Madrid are catchable, especially if Barca win tomorrow. No, they're not, mate. I can't see that happening. Madrid are 5 points behind. Atleti are 5 points behind Real Madrid. And Madrid have got better goal difference. But Madrid's final three fixtures, they've got Mallorca. They've got Sociedad. Both at the Bernabeu. They'll beat Sociedad at the Bernabeu. They'll beat Mallorca at the Bernabeu. And to be honest, I watched a little bit of Sevilla today against Celta Vigo, and Sevilla got beat with 10 men by Celta Vigo. So, yeah, I personally, I think they'll win all three of the remaining games, Madrid, and I can't see him. I can't see him getting any less than, say, 5 points. I think they'll beat Sociedad, and maybe, let's say they draw at Sevilla and they draw at home to Mallorca. Maybe you're right. But that's still 5 points, and that means they'd finish on 80 points, and the best that Atleti can finish on is 79. So I don't see a loss happening in Madrid's final three games. I really don't. Razine, I have plans to do watch along in future. By the way, you are sticking on too much. Like watching Liga and all Championship is reasonable because it's your country. What? I don't know what you mean. You are sticking on too much. I don't know what that means. I mean, I appreciate the advice. Let me know what you're thinking. If you've got any feedback, I'd love it. Let me know what you're thinking. Angers have gone ahead. It's 2-1. Angers 2, Strasbourg 1. Yeah, to be honest, I just think with watch-alongs, mate, the difference, I guess, with this channel and other channels is that we watch a bit of everything. We watch a bit of everything, and we watch all sorts of games across all sorts of different leagues and countries. If you just watch one team, then you only end up with that team's fans watching you. And that's all fine, that's all well and good, but I don't want this channel to be about that. I'd rather have Razine, you're doing too much watch along for Liga. Callum, don't think any change. No, there isn't any changes. I'm doing too much watch along for Liga. I'm only doing one game in Liga. I'm only doing Strasbourg. Yeah, there's only Strasbourg we've done for Liga. That's the first League One game we've done. There's the Atleti players in the tunnel. Yeah, it doesn't look like any changes. Montpellier 0, PSG 1, by the way. We really need Strasbourg to turn it round. It's Laporte again, Esteban Laporte. Marvel Inspector, who deserves the Ballon d'Or? Mo Salah. Mo Salah, definitely. I don't think he will get it. Razine, Knight got to go. Second half started. Okay, mate, no worries. See you later. Yeah, I don't think Mo Salah will get it, but I think he deserves it. Rafinha, my goat. Callum, come on, you Atleti, double figures. Listen, if you are to catch Real Madrid, you need an absolute miracle, and obviously Atleti need to win all 3 of their remaining games as well. Still 0-0 with Notts County and AFC Wimbledon, by the way. Brest still 1-0 against Lille. Le Havre and Marseille 0-0. Monaco and Lyon are 0-0. And Casapia are 1-0 down at home to Braga. Braga would go above Porto, believe it or not. Braga would go above Porto. Ben Twist need big halves from Nice, Marseille and Strasbourg. Nice have no chance. Yeah, Nice have absolutely no chance. They're getting beat 1-0 by Rennes. The Rennes goal was disallowed, by the way. It was 2-0, but I can't see Nice turning that round because Rennes are battering them. Looking at the stats anyway, they're getting absolutely battered. We really need Strasbourg. We really, really need Strasbourg to step it up. I tell you what, Saint-Etienne have give themselves a fighting chance. If Saint-Etienne, they're 2-0 up. If they were to win, they could end up hauling Nantes back in. Who've Nantes got on the final day? Montpellier. Nah, they're fine. They're staying up. And Saint-Etienne are going down. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that Nantes don't get at least a point out of Montpellier on the final day. No way. I had Nice BTTS. Yeah, no, I can't see that, mate. I can't see that. Notts County and Wimbledon still 0-0. PSG have scored a second, 2-0. Mayulu scored in the first half. Ramos has scored in the second half. Either side of half time. Goal either side of half time. We really do need... I just need Strasbourg to come back and get at least a draw. A draw's fine. I'm happy with a draw. Right, second half has kicked off here now. Second half underway. Marvel Inspector, now Atleti will lose 5-4. apparently Ruben Amorim is rethinking the future of Casemiro. That's a great bit of a play there by Kubo around the edge of the area, but well spotted by Jimenez, I think it was, who got it away. It's played out wide. Here's Lino. Oh, it's not Sorloth. Sorloth back into midfield. Yeah, Amorim is convinced that Casemiro's experience and leadership are a big asset and can play a major role in his plans to rebuild the team. So he wanted him forced out earlier in the season. Now he wants to keep Casemiro around. Is that a smart move from the Manchester United manager? Ruben Amorim now planning to keep Casemiro in and around that team. I'm really not sure, you know. Big money. Big wages. I don't think he's particularly good. He's certainly not good enough to be, I think, you know, top player in that Manchester United side. If they're trying to get back in the top 6, you don't want a Casemiro starting for you. Right, Atleti pushing forward here already. Start of the second half. We might get an early goal again. Maybe Sorloth gets his 5th. No changes. Long ball forward. Good bit of play that. Go on. Not well won by Zubamendi. I know it was Alastondo actually. Eric Alastondo. Much better from Sociedad if he can keep it in, and he can't. Aramburu, not happy. Oh, off the bar! Jesus! Very nearly. Very nearly. Jaden, you look shattered. I am, mate. I'm absolutely... We've, as I said, my dog's been really poorly, so he's up in the night crying a lot of the time. So my wife and I have been, not sleeping all that great. So we're just trying to stay up with him. Make sure he's okay. But, yeah, hopefully we'll get a good night's sleep. Eventually. He seems to have settled down a little bit today, so with a bit of luck, it's all good. Marvel Inspector Sorloth missed, but always not Lewandowski. Much better this play from Atletico, just passing it around. And Sociedad are standing off them now. Again, it does feel like the game is taking that sort of a shape where Sociedad aren't really pushing forward. They know the game's done, and Atleti aren't going to push and take too many risks, I would imagine, at this point. Casapir have equalised 1-1 against Braga. All the other results still as they were. Desperately need Strasbourg to pull it out of the bag here. Desperately need Strasbourg to turn it round. Oh, it's better. That's much better play from Atleti. That's a foul and a free kick, surely. Why are you playing on there, ref? Come on. That's silly from the referee. Plays on, he's got to do better. Got to do better. Good ball across the face, unlucky. Straight into Ramiro's hands. Notts County 0, AFC Wimbledon 1. How about that? AFC Wimbledon taking the lead at Notts County. I said Wimbledon were my favourites to go through in that League 2 playoff. We're going to be doing the second leg of that one. Back at AFC Wimbledon. Just wondered how that one's going to fare if it does finish 1-0 at Notts County tonight. PSG have scored a third. Ramos again. That's not good enough from Sociedad. Lots of passing it around, and then they just end up getting themselves into a... Is Sergio Gomez, ex-Manchester City, coming on? Yeah, they just end up passing it around too much and not really quick enough. They've not quickened the ball up enough. Barrenechea is coming off. Gomez on. Poor night for Sociedad. Well, now what's going on? Referee's just got a telling off. Oh no, Barrenechea got a yellow card, I think, for his reaction when being taken off the pitch. Aguasil wasn't very happy, I don't think, there. Something's still not quite right here. I don't know what's going on. Going to be another change for Atleti. I think it's just the game slowing down. Llorente, I think, is coming off. Is it? No, Barrios coming off. And who is it who's coming on? Didn't see who it was who was coming on. Oh, Molina on, Barrios off. Really looking forward to that Newcastle-Chelsea game, though, tomorrow, I've got to say. Newcastle-Chelsea, I feel like it's such a big game for both teams. Chelsea have got the form. I think Chelsea is certainly the better of the two teams. But you just can't rule out. You can't rule out Newcastle at St James's Park, can you? Sam, Real Sociedad are shite. Well, United beat them. Sam? You can't be that good. I'm only playing before you start. But yeah, not a good performance from Sociedad. But Chelsea and Newcastle tomorrow, you could flip a coin with that one. I think Chelsea do just take it. I've got to say, I think Chelsea will win that one, or at the very least they'll get a point. Oh, what a run this is! Shot must be unlucky. This is better from Atleti. Shot, miles over. De Paul, yeah, miles over the bar. Not good enough. Not good enough that time. Thing is, as well, with Newcastle, you can basically pick the lineup because they don't tend to make too many changes. Eddie Howe, obviously there's rumours that he's going to be playing Botman. Chance here for Sociedad, gotta hit it. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, they've had an absolute shocker there, and it's straight into Oblak's hands. He's got to hit that first time. He has got to hit that first time. That's not good enough. Poor from Sociedad. They got given a chance there on a plate by Atletico. And, yeah, not good. That's the first shot on target for Sociedad. Poor from them. Really poor. Marvel Inspector, I'm going to sleep. It's 2 a.m. Good night, mate. I will see you on the next stream if you're around. But, yeah, hope all's good and take it easy. Thanks for watching. And thanks for subscribing as well. Monaco 1, Lyon 0. Marvel Inspector, what's the worst that can happen? Sometimes best not to ask that question in life. Don't tempt fate. But I hope everything does go okay, whatever is going on in life. Montpellier 1, PSG 3. Koulibaly. Apparently Marseille have scored as well. Marseille have scored in the game at Le Havre. And the game's been interrupted for some reason. Don't know why. Aaron, what's the watch-along schedule tomorrow? The watch-along schedule tomorrow is 11 a.m. Newcastle against Chelsea. Kick-off 12 p.m. UK time. But 11 a.m. we'll start watching that one. And I should have TikTok live back. I should be able to get TikTok back on as well. So, Newcastle v Chelsea, 11 a.m. 2:15, so straight after that, 2:15 is Nottingham Forest against Leicester. Forest have to win. Have to win if they've got any chance of getting in those Champions League places. Then it is 4:30 Liverpool against Arsenal. And then at 8 o'clock, Real Betis against Osasuna. So a chance to see Anthony. You can watch Anthony and see what a real winger looks like. Aaron. So yeah, we've got that. That's the 4 we're watching tomorrow. And as I say, we should be back on TikTok. So I would imagine it's going to be a little bit busier in the chat and a little bit more going on. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one tomorrow. It tends to be a bit quieter when obviously we've not got TikTok flying in. TikTok comments are usually rapid when we've got, you know, at least a few hundred, sometimes even a few thousand in there watching us. So you get lots more comments coming in. Aaron, no Serie A. No Serie A tomorrow, mate. No. Tomorrow, tomorrow we are doing... There's Torino and Inter at 5 o'clock. But Liverpool and Arsenal will still be on when that's on. And there's Napoli and Genoa at 7:45. But again, I thought Betis and Osasuna would be the better one to watch. Napoli... It depends what happens in the Inter-Torino game, doesn't it? If Torino beat Inter, then Napoli can win the league by beating Genoa in Naples. So we'll see. But Betis and Osasuna, I think, will be the better game. I really do. Be a great game, that one. Osasuna have been really good recently. They're in with a chance of Europa League. Betis, if they get a win, they're still in with a chance of the Champions League. So and obviously they've got the Conference League final to come up for them. So I'm looking forward to Betis against Osasuna. Marvel Inspector, Atletico Madrid 4, Sociedad 5. Marvel Inspector 12-2 to Barcelona, and Liverpool loses 4-0 to Rice. Aaron, Anthony, Conference League winner. You bet it. You betcha. Yeah, and there's a few other games going on tomorrow, which obviously we'll keep updated on. Panathinaikos against Olympiakos as well in Greece, the big game in Greece as far as they're concerned. So we'll keep an eye out for that one. Leverkusen v Dortmund as well in the Bundesliga. I was thinking about watching that one, but again, it's Leicester and Forest. United and West Ham kick off at the same time, don't they? 2:15. Tottenham and Palace again, 2:15. So we'll keep an eye out for all of these. Keep an eye out for all these games as we're playing, as we're watching the thingy game. Aaron, Chelsea's 12 kickoff. What are these timings? I know. I think it's because of the early time. Usually on a Sunday, it's 2 p.m. and 4:30, isn't it? Instead, what we've got is 12, 2:15, 4:30. So that's how it's going. Aaron, UK Marvel, Leicester specifically. Yeah, Leicester, the hub of Manchester United fans. The true home of Manchester, one might say. Great ball in. Soloth again. Chasing it down. He's done really well there, Soloth. That's unbelievable. He's just bullied Takefusa Kubo. And Kubo's won it back off him. Well done. Oh, great play. Really good play, that. Come on. Seriously, Strasbourg, you can't lose at home. You can't lose against Angers. You can't. You just can't. Aaron, nice Scouse accent you have there. So, hey, I am basically Scouse-ish. I'm not Scouse. I am 15 minutes from Anfield. I was born 15 minutes from Anfield. I have lived and grown up 15, 20 minutes from Anfield. So, I have no problem. I'm not Scouse accent, but I'm just outside. A lot closer to Anfield than Leicester is to Old Trafford. Put it that way. Young man. Monaco 2, Lyon 0. Who is it who scored? Zakaria. Dennis Zakaria. And Takumi Minamino. Ex-Liverpool. Love Takumi Minamino. What a player. Aaron, I was born in Old Trafford. Yeah, I've seen a few of the rats lying round there. Seen a few of the rats lying round Old Trafford. I'm only playing. I was trying to think of something clever. Marvel Inspector, bye guys. See you later. Marvel Inspector, have a nice night and a nice sleep. And we'll see you maybe on another stream. Take it easy. Ball into the box, chance. No, cleared away. Koke. Well won. Well won by Sociedad. Much better. No, you're not getting that. That's poor. Poor. Very, very poor. 25 minutes to go in this. Honestly, Callum told us we could have switched it over and put a different game on because I knew this was going to finish 4-0 now. I can't see there being another goal in this. Aaron, I can't wait to get back on TikTok. Why? Why can't you wait to get back on TikTok? Are you banned on TikTok as well? Oh, that's a foul. That's an easy free kick, that one. Free kick. Rodrigo de Paul goes down. Right, Griezmann's about to come on. Antoine Griezmann. See if he can bag a few. I wonder who he's going to come on for. Aaron, surprised you didn't watch the League Two game. I know, mate. I know. Yeah, I've debated turning it over, but we've committed to this now. We've committed to this. Here's Griezmann and Thomas Lemar coming on. But yeah, I've committed to this. So we don't change games mid-game. Because again, there's people who are watching this live and want to watch this one. So yeah, it's disrespectful to turn it over mid-game. But the game is done, isn't it? The game's been done since the 30th minute when they went 4-0 up. Aaron, I just prefer it over YouTube, but I've had countless violations, so it just censors or deletes like 90% of my comments on vids. I can kind of, again, I know I don't know you all that well, but I can kind of see that with you. Plenty of comments that just a little bit too close to the knuckle. But yeah, it does, doesn't it? It censors you an awful lot, and I mean, to be honest, it was my own mistake why I'm banned. It's my fault. I know that. I'll just have to be a lot more careful going forward. When I'm promoting the channel and promoting the things that I need to promote on the channel. So yeah, just got to be a little bit more careful with that. But otherwise, it's all good. All good under the hood. Ramiro knocks it long for Sociedad. Atleti win it back. And again, Takefusa Kubo's the one who's causing most of the issues for Sociedad. Down that right-hand side. Yazamal's been taken off now. It's just a poor night. Oh no, there is Kubo. It's not Kubo then. Kubo's been taken off. I thought that was him on the right-hand side. No, he must have been taken off. I didn't even know he'd been taken off the pitch. When did that happen? Let's see. Yeah, Kubo. Christ, he came off in the 46th minute. When did I miss that? Who's the player on the right-hand side now? It's not Zubeldia. He's a defender. And it's not him either. Maris Cadena. It's not him. It's not Sergio Gomez. Might be Turientes, maybe. I'm looking for someone who's got a very similar frame to Kubo, because on the right-hand side, it literally looks like Kubo. Whoever that is going to pick the throw up now. Who is that? Who's picking the ball up for Sociedad? I've got to have a look and see. He looks exactly like Kubo from a distance. Aaron, when is the FA Cup final in relation to the other finals? The FA Cup final is... Still need to schedule in the Champs League final and the Conference League final. It's mad that the Europa League final is before the Conference League final, because you would think, wouldn't you, naturally, that it would be Conference League, Europa League, Champions League. So therefore, it's not. It's, you know, the Europa League is the 21st. For United and Spurs, 21st in Bilbao. Then it's the Conference League final on the 28th in Wrocław in Poland, and then it's Champions League final on the Saturday, 31st of May, at the Allianz Arena in Munich. But the FA Cup final is on the 17th. 17th. That can't be right. That can't be right. No, that is right then. If it's the 21st, if Manchester United v Spurs is the 21st, it's this Saturday, it's next Saturday. Next Saturday at 4:15 p.m. Or 4:30 p.m. it must be. Yeah, next Saturday, Palace versus Manchester City, live FA Cup final. I've got it booked in there. And on the same day, we've got AFC Wimbledon against Notts County just before him, and then Strasbourg v Le Havre on the final day. But as it stands, if Strasbourg don't win, I might have to take that one out of the calendar, because if Strasbourg don't get something against I was hoping that they would get something in that game. But honestly, as it stands, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th are all getting beat. 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th are all getting beat in Liga. Strasbourg just need a point. A point would be amazing for them. 1 goal would change everything. And they could absolutely be on for it. Here's Sociedad, in with a chance. No, cleared away. Cleared away. What time? Yeah, it's a 4:45 kickoff, I think, or 4:30 kickoff. So I'm going live at 3:15 for Palace and City. We're gonna do like an hour and 15, an hour and a half build up to the game. So we'll do lots of lives and lots of talking and chat and questions and all that sort of thing. Aaron, these cup games should all be after the season, in my opinion. Yeah, ain't it mad? Because look, I know you believe to your core that Manchester United are going to beat Spurs in the Europa League final, but after the Europa League final, you've got the final game of the season at Old Trafford against Aston Villa, final day of the season. And how gutting is it going to be if you do somehow lose that one? If you lose that one against Spurs and you've still got to play Villa. And Villa might be playing to maybe get in the Champions League as well. So it might be a great day for Villa. It's going to be mad, that. Aaron want Palace to win so bad. Yeah, I do as well. I think everyone does, don't they? No one really wants City to win that FA Cup. Nobody. Apart from City fans, everybody is cheering for Palace in that cup final. Well, actually, that's not strictly true. I think Brentford, Brighton and Fulham fans will all probably also be cheering for Manchester City, because again, if Manchester City were to win, it would drop down in the league placing, wouldn't it? It would drop down an extra place. So teams like Bournemouth, Brighton, Brentford, Fulham not so much anymore. I think Fulham have lost it today, having beaten by Everton. But here's Conor Gallagher, who's just come on for Rodrigo de Paul. Soloth came off for Correa. But yeah, I think Fulham are probably out of the European hunt now. Brentford, big win for them today. Brighton, big win for them today. Bournemouth, yeah, I mean they did well last week, but I think that defeat today might make it difficult for them. Maybe not impossible. It's not as bad as Fulham, but it's going to be difficult. Jim, hiya pal, sorry I broke my promise of being here all day. I've basically been napping and making cuppers all day. No worries, mate. I hope you're feeling better either way. I hope you're feeling better. That's the main thing. You can repay me by get in for one game tomorrow, at least, if you can. But hopefully you're feeling better, mate. That's the main thing. Aaron, out of all mid-table sort of teams, who do you think has the best fans? Ooh, that's a good question. Best fans. I don't know. I've got a real soft spot for Brighton. I've always had a real soft spot for Brighton because they were a client of mine for years. They were a massive client of mine for years. I used to do loads for the club. So I always liked Brighton. I used to like going down there and stuff. It's a lovely part of the world. But I don't know if I'd say they've got the best fans. Brentford have got a pretty decent fans. I mean, it's always a tough place to go, isn't it? Brentford, everyone struggles there. So, yeah, no problem with Brentford either. Maybe not Bournemouth. I'd say it's between Brentford and Brighton. Jim, I do feel better, thanks. Good, mate. Glad to hear it. See, we talked about a cuppa this morning, didn't we? It's amazing how good a cuppa can make you feel. Good cuppa. I've never been able to make a good brew. That's one of the things in life I've got to master. Especially now I'm a dad. Like, I feel like you've got to be good making a brew. You've got to be good making a brew. All my brews taste like dishwater. And every time I ask my mum or my dad, or whenever I go around theirs and if they make a brew, it's always absolutely bang on. Absolutely bang on the money. I never used to like doing tea rounds in the office either when we were making tea. So you get judged. Get judged on on the quality of your brew. You know, is it too milky? Has it brewed too long? Has the tea bag been in there too long? A bit too strong, or is it a bit too weak? How much sugar's in there? Is it too much? Is it a bit too sweet? Not enough? Is it a bit too bland? You can't win. You can't win. And God forbid I can't make a coffee. When I say a brew, I'll only do tea. I will not do coffee. Aaron, I hate Brighton. I don't mind Brighton. Yeah, I really don't mind Brighton. It's a nice place. It is a really nice place on the south coast. I used to have a few clients down Brighton way, funnily enough. And I don't know reason why, because I'd lived and worked in the northwest, but it just seemed to fall. All the clients that I did loads of really good work with were on the south coast. They were all down that way. Brighton, Sussex way. Jim, big win for Villa today. Don't think it was very convincing, though. No, it maybe wasn't convincing in terms of the scoreline, but I thought they were the better team. They hit the post. They had a very, very good... Apart from that last ditch, Matty Cash heading it over his own bar and Martinez getting a good save in. But yeah, I thought Villa did deserve it. They hit the post. They played well. Yeah, I think Villa did deserve it overall. Aaron, always chirping up to United fans. Listen, well, United fans are always chirping up to everyone else. And Brighton have got some big wins over United in recent years. They're almost your bogey team, aren't they? Who would you say United's bogey team are? Because I'd say Brighton have won. Every time I seem to watch United against Brighton, they beat you. There's not many times they've not beat United. Jim, took your advice of having a brew and it worked. Nothing better. Absolutely nothing better. When you're feeling poorly, get a brew down you. Always works. Aaron dreaded every time, Brighton. Apparently, I've just gone through every Premier League side's bogey side, and apparently Manchester United's bogey side are Arsenal and Manchester City, but that's based purely on how many times you've lost to them versus how many times you've played them. I don't think that's what we'd call a bogey side, is it? A bogey side to me is a team maybe that you should be beating that you never do. So... yeah, I don't think they qualify necessarily as a bogey side. Liverpool's bogey side is Manchester United in Premier League history. Again, that would probably make sense because I would argue for the first 15 years of the Premier League, I felt like we lost to you guys all the time. We never seemed to do well against United. I remember getting beat at Old Trafford 4-0. Sami Hyypiä got sent off early doors and Van Nistelrooy scored. I think he scored a hat-trick that day, actually. I can't remember. And obviously, there was loads of games at Anfield where... yeah, John O'Shea, last-minute winner. Rio Ferdinand, last-minute winner. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, last-minute winner. I remember loads of them games. I hated United. I absolutely hated United. They ruined my childhood. Aaron, they are our sons, Arsenal and Man City. Aaron, be serious. Who's Pools? Yeah, seriously, Man United. That is it. That is that is our bogey side, according to this anyway. According to this, the bogey side, Liverpool's bogey side in terms of number of defeats versus times played is Manchester United. Yeah. Strasbourg, you're killing me. Come on. All I need you to do is just equalise. Please. Please. Leon and I losing 2-0. Lille losing 2-0. Nice are losing 2-0. I mean, I guess it's not the end of the world. There's still a chance if they go into the final game of the season, they could maybe still get something. So we shall see. We shall see. I'm going to cash that. I'm going to cash that out because Strasbourg aren't scoring. They're not scoring. Bar stewards. Right, we're in the 82nd minute here. Aaron, I love hearing about them. Poor little rats. Yeah, that's certainly the games that upset me the most when I was growing up. Liverpool against Manchester United. I always feared them games the most, and they were always the ones because all my mates were United fans, and I say all my mates were United fans. That's not true, but you know what I mean. I had a lot of mates who were United fans in school, and a lot of mates who were Liverpool fans. And yeah, those United games were horrible because you always knew that going back into when you were going to school or whatever, you're going back into college, you always knew you were getting stick on the Monday. And usually Liverpool v United games were nearly always on the Sunday as well, so it's not even like there was a day in between for it to kind of just simmer down and calm down. It was always on. It was always on a Sunday, Super Sunday, Liverpool against Manchester United. And yeah, I remember Carragher scoring 2 own goals. I remember Jersey Dudek dropping 2 for Diego Forlan to tap him in at Anfield. I remember Beckham scoring a free kick at Anfield, and Andy Cole scored an absolute worldie as well. Oh yeah, loads of them. Jim, I used to enjoy playing Liverpool. Yeah, I bet you do. Bet you did. Callum, just hope we get the clean sheet now. I think it's done, mate. Like I said, I knew 40 minutes ago it was going to be 4-0, and it was never going to. It was unlikely we were ever going to get any more goals than that. Montpellier 1, PSG 4. That's finished now. I think that is going to be it. Monaco scored to make it 2-0. If Marseille get the win, I think it might be done and dusted for Strasbourg. So I might change that game. Jim, do you remember Thursday night football? Aaron Dudek, my goat. Dudek was unbelievable. He was a great keeper at times for Liverpool, but he did have a shaky start, and he had a couple of bad performances against United. But then he played really well against you in was it the Community Shield or the League Cup final? I think it was the Community Shield. He had an absolute stormer. Played really, really well against United. Jim, do you remember Thursday night football? Thursday night football, vaguely. I mean, to be honest, Thursday night football to me, when you say Thursday night football, my immediate thought goes to Jonathan Pearce on Channel 5 and the UEFA Cup on Channel 5. That's what I think of with Thursday nights. And now, as you get older, you've got Thursday nights are Europa nights. So I love all that. But yeah, Thursday nights for me were Channel 5 UEFA Cup. So I don't remember too many games on a Thursday in the Premier League. Aaron, the bragging rights were beautiful. Yeah. I remember you beating us 3-0 as well. I was at that game. 3-0 at Old Trafford. Nani, Ronaldo, and I think Paul Scholes scored. I mean, to be honest, you always beat us at Old Trafford. Always beat us at Old Trafford. The one game that we actually did was the 4-1. That was the one time I remember we did really, really well against you, and that's like I always remember such a big thing because I thought when we won that 4-1, and I was like, yes, We are so getting the title this year. We've got these. We've got these right where we want them. And then we just kept drawing games all season after that. For the final few games of the season, we kept drawing. We drew away at Middlesbrough, like stupid draws. Couldn't get it over the line. And then Federico Makeda against Aston Villa. I'll never forget that goal as well. That broke my heart. That broke my heart more than any United defeat. Federico Makeda, last minute against Aston Villa, killed me. Because you were drawing, and that would have been enough. We'd have probably gone on to win the title. And then that looked like Makeda, who never did anything else other than that in his United career, pulls off probably one of the best finishes I've ever seen. Little Cruyff turn on the edge of the area and smashes it into the top corner. You couldn't write it. I just thought when I saw that went in, I was like, these could plat sawdust. These could plat piss, these. Ridiculous. Jammiest. Jim, I used to say Europa League was the Mickey Mouse Cup. Oh no, Europa League's tip-top now, isn't it? Tip-top. Hey, FA Cup was the Mickey Mouse Cup. That was the original one. Do you remember? I don't know if you're old enough to remember that, Jim. I don't know how old you are or how old you are, Aaron, but do you remember Manchester United withdrawing from the FA Cup to go and play in the Club World Cup in Brazil? And you got, or was it? I don't think it was in Brazil. Was it in Tokyo? Can't remember where it was that actually. But you went and played against top Brazilian sides. I think you had Necaxa, who were obviously Mexican, but you had Flamengo, I think you played against. Edmundo, ex Fiorentina. Edmundo scored. And it was a great tournament, that Club World Cup. Oh, Sociedad. Oh, very nearly in. It would have been 4-1 there. But yeah, Manchester United had to choose whether to participate in the FA Cup or the Club World Cup. And Alex Ferguson and the club chose to withdraw from the FA Cup. Jim, random, but do you remember that Micah Richards Villa side? The only worst side to play in the Prem other than them was that Robbie Savage Derby side. Is it really? Is it really? Surely Southampton will top that now. The Aston Villa side that went down with Micah Richards, yeah, they weren't great. They weren't great. That's probably fair to say. We're into the last few minutes here. Le Havre 1, Marseille 1. Ooh, that is big. That is big. What does the fourth spot get you? Promotion, Champions League qualification? Right, okay. Right, fine. We are back on. We are back on. Strasbourg could still get Champions League qualification. They are level on points with Lille and Nice going into the final game. Who've Lille got on the final day? They've got Stade Reims. Tough one. Reims. Hey, and they need to win. Who've Nice got on the final day? Brest. And Brest are fighting for Europe as well. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a great game, that final game of the season. Here's Atleti, chance, could be 5. Oh, great save by Ramiro. Correa should have scored there. Got 2 minutes of added on time here. Gem, yeah, I think Southampton have got 3 points less, I think. Yeah, still a few games to go yet. Maybe Southampton can top that. But that point today against Manchester City means they're no longer worse than Derby. They're at least not going to be the worst Premier League side ever. Here's Atleti getting into the area. It's been a bit of a drab second half, let's be honest. It's not been great this second half, but alas, it's still been a good watch. 4-0 in that first half. That first half hour was really good, really entertaining from Atletico Madrid. And yeah, it's all good. Right, there you go. I think that's full time. Full time, Atleti and Sociedad. 4-0. Really, really good that. I enjoyed that. Aaron, they tweeted tagging Derby today. Did they really? Okay. Well, hey, that was good fun. I am going to see you all tomorrow morning at 11 a.m, assuming you're going to be around for that. I'll be live tomorrow, 11 a.m, Newcastle against Chelsea from St James's Park. So make sure you've got your notification bell on. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, massive, massive win that for Atletico Madrid. Really enjoyed that one. After Newcastle and Chelsea tomorrow, we're going to be doing Nottingham Forest against Leicester. Then we're going to be doing Liverpool against Arsenal. And then we're going to finish the night back in La Liga. Real Betis against Osasuna. Another 4 big watch-alongs tomorrow. 4 today, 4 tomorrow. If you want to follow the busiest football channel, the busiest football fan channel, most watch-alongs in the whole of the UK, make sure you follow Premier League Dad. If there's a game on that's live, chances are I am too. But I'll see you all tomorrow, 11 a.m. And yeah, have a nice night.